What's up, guys? We are Tottenham TV here. Unfortunately, we're outside Wembley again, probably for longer than we would like to be. We're here with Jack from Fulhamish to preview the game on Saturday. Now, Jack, two very contrasting transfer windows for both teams. Spurs didn't sign any players. Fulham signed about 11 players. What do you make of Fulham's transfer window?
It's a bit crazy, but obviously getting promoted, all that money you get from promotion, obviously gives us the chance to spend, and with the ambition that the Khans are showing, I'm not surprised with how much we've spent, and the ambition that we've brought in is kind of reflected, and the ambition that we're showing is kind of reflected. And I think it's 12 new players we brought in, the likes of Andre Schürrle, John Michel Seri, Alexander Mitrovic. These are big players for a club in the Premier League. Really good quality.
But do you feel like, because when Spurs, obviously everyone goes back to the window when Spurs sold Bale and they signed about 7 or 8 players, they didn't really gel. Are you worried something like that might happen to Fulham, and maybe it's better kind of to keep the nucleus of the team together?
I think we've got a fairly a huge part of the nucleus. We've still got Sessegnon, we've still got McDonald, we've still got Tom Kearney and Johansson, and obviously Mitrovic was there last season. But I just think the additions are appropriate because of the level that we're going up. We've got the likes of Callum Chambers, who has that Premier League experience at Arsenal, and that's the kind of thing we need.
Not sure about that.
Yeah, of course. But no, I think we've done great business actually, and
there's a lot of experience conceding goals, that's for sure.
Very much so, yeah. Well, yeah, you could say that. But I think when it comes to it, obviously we've had a slow start against Crystal Palace, but I think we'll slowly start to see some promising signs.
How much of a boost is it that this game's at Wembley for Fulham, for the fans especially?
Well, I was a bit annoyed because I wanted to go to new grounds. I was really excited for that, but hopefully if we survive, we'll do it next season. But Wembley's, obviously we've got great memories of May 26th here when we won 1-0 in the playoff final, and it's great to be back. But obviously if we don't get a great result, then the kind of memory of Wembley will be kind of hindered a little bit, and it's the kind of that sunny day we wanted to keep fresh in our memories.
Yeah,
but
there's always a lot of talk of kind of away teams or away fans kind of getting an extra boost, an extra lift from going to Wembley because maybe they don't get too many opportunities. So do you feel like maybe the Fulham players might be more up for it because it's at Wembley, or is it not really an issue? It's just kind of going to Wembley again.
No, I think the players will probably give it that extra bit because of obviously the memories they have from May. Yeah, I think it's exciting. Personally, I was disappointed, but I think for the whole fan base, we're excited to go back to Wembley and see what, if we can, on that big expansive pitch, if we can play our expansive style of football, and I'm really excited to see what can happen. And I'm not expecting 3 points. I'm not even expecting a point, but we'll take anything from that game really.
Well, let's talk about one player who Spurs fans probably know quite well. We're very interested in is Ryan Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Obviously, according to reports even 2 years ago, that Spurs agreed a deal for Ryan Sessegnon but didn't want to loan him back to Fulham, so the deal fell through. Reports that we went in for him for the summer and we tried to offer Danny Rose in exchange, but it fell through. How much of a talent is Ryan Sessegnon?
Oh, he's fantastic. I mean, he burst onto the scene in 16-17 and he had his debut against Leyton Orient in the Carabao Cup, or Capital One, whatever it's called, and we won that game 3-2. But it's when he came into the league and he had a game at Leeds away in a 1-1 draw in the end. But he was fantastic down that left-hand side. He was linking up with the likes of Sonia Luko, and it was fantastic to see. And then he scored his first goal against Cardiff and he literally came on off the bench, I think, for Stefan Johansson, and he scored within a few minutes of being on the pitch. And from there he's just grown from strength to strength. I mean, you could talk about Newcastle away and he scored 2 goals, and just 50,000 fans at St James's Park. That was incredible. And his confidence has grown, and he's not been listening to the media hype at all. I mean, I was at the JD event yesterday, and I had the pleasure of not talking to him, but listening to what he had to say. And yeah, he's just very grounded, level-headed, and he'll go far if he keeps that attitude.
How much do you think he's worth? And do you think that if he would be an upgrade on what Spurs have if we were to get him?
I don't know, because I think people may be overhyping him because obviously he is this young English talent, and that's always exciting for a neutral fan. But I just think that yes, he's good. Yes, he's got potential, but he's not the finished article. And I think Tottenham, if they were to sign him, would be very disappointed with what they get so far. It's a very much a patient game with Ryan Sessegnon. You've got to wait until maybe he's in his early 20s for him to really kick on and start maybe showing potentials that he could fit into a team like Tottenham. I think Tottenham would fit him well, but for now he's our player, and he signed a new contract last summer, and that's a statement of intent from him.
What kind of figure do you think would we look at? What kind of ballpark do you think?
well, in this market, probably between
100 million in this.
It would probably be between 50 or 60. I would be surprised if it was more than that. But
it's similar to a Gareth Bale situation, a player for the move from left back to left wing.
Completely, yeah. I mean, I saw Gareth Bale. I think his first goal for Tottenham was against Fulham, and I think I was at that game, the 3-3 draw in 2007. So yeah, Gareth Bale. Obviously, he's come on leaps and bounds at Real Madrid, and he's won all sorts of trophies. And I think Sessegnon can have a similar kind of yeah, completely. But you know, next season we'll be playing Champions League football, so you know he'll get the chance. I'm joking, but Sessegnon, he's a great prospect, but hopefully he can stay at Fulham for a few more years.
Who are the danger men, do you think, for Fulham, who Spurs should probably watch out for?
Look out for Mitrovic, because it doesn't matter who you're playing. You put a ball in the box, Mitrovic will cause problems, and you know we saw that at the World Cup, and he probably should have had a penalty against Switzerland, and I think he was a tad unlucky there with Serbia. You could see his traits. I mean, he's a real menace in the box, and he showed positive signs against Palace, but didn't quite have the finish.
What do you think went wrong in your opening day against Palace? Do you think it's just a lack of gelling together, taking time?
I think it was probably a bit of naivety from the fans, thinking that, you know, because we've been on this amazing run in the Championship and we're thinking, yeah, our home form is fantastic, but we kind of got a reality check, and we didn't take our chances, and Palace did, and that was the Premier League quality that we saw from them.
What do you think is your weakest area at the moment for you to pick one?
Our defence, even though, you know, we've signed Alfie Mawson, we've signed Callum Chambers, but they haven't had time to gel together, and maybe that CDM positioning, Kevin McDonald, he's brilliant for us, but is he off the pace for the Premier League? We've just got this guy called Anguason. He might make a start, but he's only just started training with us, so watch out for the defence. I think that's going to be a problem, but I'm looking forward to seeing Tottenham play, actually.
How do you expect Fulham to set up on Saturday? Quite defensive, maybe play on the counter-attack? Or would you always go for it, have a go?
Well, this is the thing. This is the first time where we can actually see Fulham come up against quality opposition and see how we set up. I'm expecting us to try and play our game, play out from the back and see how it goes. And yes, it could we could make mistakes and we could give the ball away and high up the pitch, but honestly, I think if we play our game, we could create a few opportunities against Spurs, and the Spurs probably won't expect that. Or they probably will if they've done their homework, but the fans might not expect Fulham to come out and play. They think they put everyone behind the ball, but no, I think we'll be brave in our play, and that's what I think the pundits will admire about Fulham and Wolves, that we've come up from the Championship, we're trying to play our game, and we don't really fear anyone.
But you don't fear anyone, but who do you see from Spurs as the biggest guy maybe to look out for in terms of who could hurt you?
I think Christian Eriksen, obviously, his creative play outside the box, the way he can create chances for Dele Alli or Harry Kane, that's something to really look out for. And when we played Spurs a couple of seasons ago in the FA Cup, it was Dele Alli pulling the strings for Harry Kane, and to be honest, Spurs were imperious that day, and we thought that they play a weakened side because of their Europa League run, but you know, they came at us and completely blitzed us, and we thought we were riding high in the Championship, and we thought we'd actually do a job over you, but wasn't the case in the end, and Spurs are going to be a tough test.
It's going to be quite an interesting matchup between Eriksen and Seri, because Seri was quite a coup for Fulham, because he was linked to the number of big major European teams. Barcelona reportedly even last season very, very close to signing him, but ended up Fulham signing him. What do you make of that signing?
Incredible, wasn't it? It was just fantastic the way that that kind of worked out. Chelsea wanted him, and it was great that we pipped Chelsea to the post for him. Yeah, he's been linked with, you know, Dortmund, Barcelona, all these big teams, and I think it was a struggle to get him over the line to convince him to come to Fulham, because obviously, you know, you look at us and you go, well, the bottom half of the Premier League when I could be playing in, you know, Barcelona. So, but fantastic signing, fantastic work from the recruitment staff to get that one over the line, and he was our best player against Crystal Palace. He was fantastic. So actually, do watch out for him. Him and Kearney in the middle can pull some strings.
Someone you might struggle to hold on to in the future, you reckon?
Well, I mean, this is the thing, you know.
After one game we're saying that.
Well, I mean, Seri is a fantastic talent, and he's in the peak of his career at the moment, which is so exciting to have. I expect him to be here a couple of years. If we go straight back down, then maybe not. But I'm thinking we're going to stay up this season.
Prediction for the game on Saturday?
Sadly, I think we'll lose, but I think we'll score. I think it'll be 3-1, 2-1. But my heart says 1-0 Fulham, obviously.
Maybe a draw, maybe a nick of 1-1.
No, I'll take a draw, honestly. Get us off the mark.
You know what, I've never predicted a lot of Spurs loss on my channel.
Oh,
just
really?
yet. That's how it goes. You can't predict a loss.
No, of course.
Man City away, maybe 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. You go for it. No, but
exactly.
I think that we've got a chance. Obviously, we're not the favourite. I think we're 10-1 on the bookies.
It's not terrible odds.
No, it's not terrible. But look, we've had the conflict. We've won it before. let's do it again. Why
Prediction
not?
for the season, where do you reckon you end up?
About 14th. It could be touch and go in terms of relegation. You know, we've shown signs that, you know, we could maybe collapse under pressure, but no, we're doing well. We're doing well. I think 15th.
All right.
Maybe.
Well, cheers for coming on, Jack. Check out his YouTube channel, Fulhamish. Link will be in the description below for great Fulham content. Like, subscribe, and comment for all the Spurs content. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, Fulham.